Oh yes, oh yes, oh yes, guys, we're back today, and we're doing a replacement on the rack and pinion, and this is the part of the car that controls the turning movement of the vehicle, connected directly to the steering column. Now, if you replace it and it isn't properly aligned, you're going to have difficulty driving. So you must first make sure that the rack and pinion is center, which means that the steering column is set dead ahead and the rack and pinion is positioned in the right way. You're going to center the rack and pinion by attaching a tool to the steering column, and then you're going to turn it to one direction completely. But while you're doing it, you're going to count the turns, and you're going to be careful because this shaft is where the steering column hooks up to, and if you damage it, you won't be able to control your steering. So now that you turn it to one direction, you'll make a mark. In my case, this rack and pinion takes 2 3/4 turn from lock to lock fully. So I'll then divide 2 3/4 by 2, which is 1 point something. You get the gist. So now I turn it to exactly, and I used a calculator at the time, guys. I just forgot the number exactly. And so I turn it completely to one lock and then find the center from there. Okay, guys, so right here I'm trying to find the best way to approach it, because this is not an even number. For some reason, this rack and pinion stops at 2 3/4 turns. So here I'm trying to come up with a dial system. I've turned from lock to lock and mark both position. So here we have lock. It's at one lock one. That's one full turn. Two. That's 2 full turn. 3, the 2/4, 2 2/4. So I marked it there. And that mark doesn't really count. Because as I say, we know the full turn from lock to lock, which is 2 point something. And my problem is balancing it. Because it's not 2.5, I'll have to be dialing. I'll use like a dial system, like a clock system, to find the balance, that point something balance. So 1, 2, and we go back 1 point something. And it's not quite as even, but it's close. So I'll turn the dial, I'll work it like a dial back and forth until I get it as balanced as possible in my situation. But on the research that I've done, the other guys have even numbers in their opinion. Usually it's 3 turns, and they go back like 1.5 turns, give them a nice balance. But this is as balanced as we're gonna get it for now. If you know anything about mechanic work, you know the journey back installation is going to be long, and this is post, so the installation went well. So as I say, it seems the rack and pinion will be different the principle is the same. From lock to lock and divide by 2 to find the center. Precautionary tale. Make sure that when you go to remove the rack and pinion, before you start the job, anything, make sure the steering is centered. So you make sure your steering is centered before you start the job. And then this is the best way to center your new rack. If you get it from the, I order mine offline. But this is about as balanced as I can get it. As I say, I ended up setting up like a 4 north, south, east, west, and did the turns. As I said, dial it back, I count the strokes exactly. So I hope this video helps. Remember to like, subscribe, comment if you're having any problems. Remember to put a little bit of fluid in your rack and pinion before you're installing it. You might get messy, but guys, it's not worth fighting to get air out the system after you finish. It's a beast, I'm telling you. Make sure all connections are tight. Afterwards, I add a vacuum to the system and bleed it, and I realized that I'm have to make a how to bleed the system video. I also have a how to install the power steering pump, because we did the power steering. As a matter of fact, we did the entire steering system. I replaced the high pressure hose, the return line, we repaired the reservoir and the power steering pump. So I hope you find this useful. Thanks for watching. Like and subscribe.